Hey, Aries, intuitive soul coach here with your October 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, now Aries, your reading here for love, October 2024, I feel like this one is a little bit deep. It feels a little intense as I'm tuning into your energy. A lot of you could be having a realization in the month of October. Knight of Swords, I was getting Ace of Swords, but the Knight also is action, actioning up some truths. There may have been some hard truths or a hard pill to swallow in some way, shape, or form. There's the Ace of Swords. Yeah, because this is about getting to the root of a situation. And I feel for some of you, you have separated your energy from perhaps a family member or an individual who wasn't being authentic with themselves. They weren't being authentic with you in some way, shape, or form. And it caused someone's inner wounds, in a sense, to bleed out onto others. Someone wasn't dealing with their wounds, and it caused them to negatively affect others or hurt others. Maybe even children. You may be the child. You could be a grown adult child and your own mother, your own father. Some of you, this has to do with siblings. But I feel like there's been a mirrored energy here where you and another individual had gone through that mirrored experience where you may have been angry and they were angry. It's almost as if someone was not talking, you were not talking. The energy was being mirrored in some way, shape, or form. And I do feel like you've had time to reflect. You've had time to gain some sort of introspection. And I also see here, now this is interesting, I see someone licking their wounds. Well, that would make sense. I mean, we have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. Wow. Someone's licking their wounds. It almost feels like if someone did you dirty, they may know what they did, but I feel like pride and ego are stopping this person. Look at Three of Swords. Yeah. Like I said, this is going to be deep. This is going to be heavy. I feel like October is going to be a big month for you, but it's also going to be a very liberating, very freeing month as well. There was someone that may have backstabbed you, disappointed you, or they didn't show up authentically towards who you thought they were going to be. You may have been enamored in some way. You may have been charmed in some way by this individual, or you had the expectation that this person is going to watch over you. They're going to care for you. They're going to nurture you. And then it's like they fell short of some sort of expectation that they were going to be there, is what I feel. Now you have the Mirror card. This is about introspection, and that makes sense because we do see the moon here showing up, and a lot of you may be facing some sort of fear. Okay, something that may have been hidden from view, you're able to see from a new light. This is about truths being exposed as well. And I see with the mirror being held up here, it's a guide to trust your intuition. And that's why you have this introspection showing up, because you may have been dealing with someone who you even thought was potentially a twin flame, and they may have been a false twin flame. I mean, it could still be regular twin flame, but I just feel like because I'm getting inauthenticity here, something isn't what you thought, or someone isn't who you thought. But we do have the sword and the rose. This is clarity. This is truth. This is that Ace of Swords showing up. And it almost feels bittersweet here with the sword and the rose. You got caught in the thorns. You got caught in the thorns, and that may be why someone is quote unquote licking their wounds. There may be some revelations here. This can be honoring one's integrity, being humbled, protecting an image is why I feel someone may have lied or been dishonest. They may have been protecting. They may have even wanted to protect the dynamic of a relationship. Perhaps they didn't want it to break down in some way, but I feel like they were determined to move forward. Maybe you were determined to move forward in some sort of truth. I feel like something happened where it caused the other person to maybe go digging. You wanted to dig for the truth. You wanted to dig for some answers, and maybe someone didn't like what they saw or didn't like what they found. I'm getting the song here by Dixie Chicks. I'm not ready to make nice, not ready to back down. I'm still mad as hell, and I'm not going to go round and round and round. So some of you, this may have been a situation where yes, you were very upset, or someone was very, very upset with you because you may have put them in their place, right? You may have said, I see through your BS. Maybe you're the only person that's ever said that to this individual, but I feel like you are coming out from this. Yes, there's thorns with the sword and the rose, but it almost feels like it's allowing you to heal. It's allowing you to resolve emotional pain and help you open up in some way, shape, or form, where maybe you were closed off. But I feel like I just get this energy of someone else is upset at your happiness or by your decision, or that they're not able to charm you or keep you in a state of, round and round and round. If you haven't heard that song by the Dixie Chicks, it's powerful, it's potent, and that's what I'm getting from your reading today. It is a deep one. Now, you have the teddy bear and you have blowing kisses. And I almost feel like this blowing kisses is, yes, it says unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness when it comes to love, but it's also about affection being returned. And this could be that mirrored energy, because the blowing kiss here, it almost feels like this could be a tad bit ego. Like someone could be blowing a kiss to someone, but it's more of like an adios or see you later or see you never, right? I feel like the blowing kiss could also be you exiting out of a situation in order for you to move on to some sort of balance, right? And the majority of October, we are in Libran season, which is all about justice, karma, and balance. Now you have the teddy bear in here. So I feel like you are softening the edges after a situation could have, or maybe it did, kind of bring you to your knees in some way, shape, or form. But you may be putting yourself back out there. Someone could be seeing you put yourself back out there. They may see you dating, connecting with, talking to others, living a happier, more abundant life without them. And someone may be very upset, and they could be projecting or acting out in some way, shape, or form. But I do see here that there is interest. Someone or you or someone, there's interest. There seems to be interest in someone's life. Even if they're not presently active in your life, there's interest, or maybe spying, right? Or someone could be checking out your social media. Someone could be connecting to you in some way, maybe even through a third party with this mirrored energy. It almost feels like someone is holding up a mirror, mirror on the wall, right? Who's the dearest? I feel like, I just feel like someone's keeping tabs on you because they are interested. But I feel like this individual, if you've had a past with them, they yeah, they're still upset. They may not be ready to make nice, which sounds very, it feels like someone needs to work on themselves. Okay, because it's like the action and the feeling, it's just not aligning. Something doesn't feel aligned, and it's time for someone to get honest with themselves. Now we do have at the bottom of the deck, cut down, death. Wow, okay. So, and we have dating here. Like I said, there may have been an ending. This relationship is over, right? No second chances. You want to grow and transform. What's dead is dead. And it's because someone may have cut you down, admonished you in some way, shape, or form. There may have even been emotional, maybe physical abuse. This is about you stopping the pattern, right? You don't want to go round and round. Some of you, there's been a little bit of a silent treatment. You've ghosted someone, maybe they've ghosted you, or you feel like there hasn't been communication in some way, shape, or form. For those of you that are not dealing with an individual at this time, but yet you are pulled towards the energy of an individual, maybe physically they're not there, but energetically they are. I feel like you are cutting some sort of a cord. I feel like you're cutting a cord here emotionally, spiritually, physically, because this energy has been dragging you down in some way, shape, or form. And even if this is a divorce or a situation that ended 10 months ago, 10 years ago, I feel like it's left a major impact on you in some way, shape, or form, but you're ready to get back out there. And you're ready to meet someone new. You could even be getting out there, maybe dating online or setting up a date here. Some of you, I feel like you've cast it out, or you've said, I'm not going to online date. And that's okay, because perhaps something didn't go the way you thought, or you were enamored by, again, the looks, which online dating, it can immediately be about that instant physical attraction where you don't really know the individual, you don't get to know them. And I feel like there may have been someone online that you connected with that you were enamored by their looks, but you got to meet them and you realize that they were not at all what they portrayed themselves to be. And so that may scare you. There could be a fear of getting back out there. But I do feel with this teddy bear, someone is softening here. That may have been hurt, and they want to date. They're ready to flirt, put themselves out there. And for those of you that are in a relationship, there needs to be honesty. There needs to be a conversation here of where this is going, or there's been a separation, because I feel like a pattern keeps replaying out. For some of you, this is a karmic pattern, and it needs to end if the two of you want to evolve and grow together. All right, so first card out we have, Aries, is the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords shows up as very inconsistent energy. They can charm. They can be a charmer, but they can also charm with their words, but they can cut with their words. So I feel like you may have been dealing with an individual who has cut off communication, or they were very inconsistent. This can be someone who they were in and out of your life, or it just felt like even if you separated physically, I feel like their energy still showed up for you in some way, shape, or form. And it caused a lot of confusion. It caused a lot of, again, back and forth is what I'm getting. And it's also displayed as the TikTok energy. So it's like the timing of this. Timing was off. Timing feels like time is all over the place, scrambled. You may have lost time when you were with this individual, or some of you may have been upset that you've given so much time away to someone who wasn't able to commit. And I feel like the Knight of Swords is swift action here, confidence, charging ahead. I do see that there's been a miscommunication or a backfire. I'm getting like a backfire of communication. And there needs to be a clearing of the air. Needs to be cleared out, some sort of conversation had. Some of you, if this is a family member, There could have been some drama because someone took swift action. Someone said something hastily. And I feel like it wasn't, for some of you, they said it out of anger. They said it out of, fear, or they were hurt. And like I said earlier, I think I said this, this person may have been oozing their own pain onto others in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you got the short end of the stick. And the Ace of Swords is truth. Ace of Swords is a new understanding, clearing up miscommunication, but someone needs to work on how they communicate, because I feel like there's a sharp tongue here. There's a sharp words that cut. And sometimes those words stick with us longer than any, physical hit we can take. The words tend to stay. And I just feel like someone is having a very difficult time, and they're angry. They could be upset. They may not be ready to make nice. Some sort of communication was had that left this person or this situation in a negative light. So bottom of the spread here in the foundation, we have a wish that was tampered with or broken, or a pipe dream in a sense, with this Nine of Cups in reverse. Dissatisfaction, restlessness. It feels like you thought that there was going to be emotional satisfaction. You thought that this was a wish that you could see living out in some way, shape, or form. When the Nine of Cups is upright, this is content. This is joy. It's emotional fulfillment. It feels great, right? It's hitting that peak emotionally that we just want to stay in that bubble. But that bubble it burst, and it caused you to really gain some introspection, really go inward here and reflect. And I feel for some of you, you've now gained the introspection that you need to live happy, live a successful life. Six of Wands here is triumph. It's victory. It is accomplishment. It's your hard work, and you've gone through something, many things, Aries, that it brought you to your knees. But I feel like you're taking care of yourself. You are focusing on your abundance. You're creating a positive mindset. And I see this Six of Wands is you working on living your best life. And I just see that in the past, someone may not have seen you for all of you. They may have taken advantage of you. You may have felt like this relationship has failed, or you may have felt like someone's failed you. Someone may be seeing you in that light. They may think that you failed them or you rejected them in some way, shape, or form. But I am getting with the Six of Wands, you are unrecognizable from that broken, shattered you that had to pick up the pieces of, of a situation in the past. And I feel like you have grown and come so far. And there could be someone that is, checking you out in some way, shape, or form that you may have been with long ago. Or this could be a family member, or someone sees that you are doing well. And I feel like it may cause them to try to stir something up or project onto you, because you may have been their dream, right? You may have been the person that they wanted to grow with. And some of you may be thinking, oh, Mel, this person was narcissistic or manipulative. This person really challenged me and hurt me. And maybe you think that they never think about you, but I feel like you do cross their mind, because I feel like you were there for this individual when they needed it most. You have the teddy bear here. And if you think of, when you're a child, or even as an adult, we tend to hang on to teddy bears because they bring a sense of sentimental value. They bring comfort. They can be something that we attach to. And I feel like there is an individual that you are connected to, maybe you still are, that you've went through thick and thin with. It's almost as if you've overcome a lot with this individual, and even if you're not with them at this time, they still think about that. They still think about you. Now, I do see the Page of Cups showing up in the potential. It is showing up in reverse, which can be, you know, falling in love quickly. It can be naivety, but I actually feel like you are the upright, and there could be another energy coming in here. It could be this energy of the past, but I feel for a lot of you, this is someone brand new where you're opening yourself up. You're opening up to dating or blossoming, a budding romance, because the Page of Cups can be the beginning stages of a relationship. And I actually feel, even though this is in reverse, I see it flipping upright by the end of the month. So if you're in a relationship, maybe you've been married for quite some time, you could be taking a vacation, you could be going on more date nights, you could be remembering why you fell in love with an individual. For those of you that are single, I see that there is the potential for love. There's a potential here for you to, you know, give and receive. The blowing kisses here with the big old bubble. And it's interesting that we said earlier that the bubble was popped, but I feel like there's going to be affection returned. It feels like you've learned valuable lessons, but you may not be doing things in maybe the quote unquote traditional way. And maybe that is taking love, you know, to a level that it's never been before. Maybe you are looking online. You could be looking or embracing love in an unconventional way is what I see here. But for those of you that are still going through this situation, you may have gotten married early. I'm getting like young love here. This may have been your first love, or if you've been married for the last 40 years, or if you are looking, there's an opportunity. But I see again, things aren't being done the way that they were in the past. You have the Hierophant here, and the Hierophant is, you know, shedding limiting beliefs, shedding the conditions that you were, I almost feel like spoon-fed. It feels like you were spoon-fed. So for some of you, that could be symbolic for childhood, right? Since you were a child, you were spoon-fed information that sat with you for quite some time, but now as an adult, it's your responsibility to say, hey, wait a minute, is that true? Or was I spoon-fed that information because, you know, my sibling, my father, my mother, you know, whoever didn't like this other family member, or they may have plotted to project. It almost feels like there could be a child that was caught in the middle of a situation. Maybe this is your child. Maybe you were the child. But it feels like someone kind of plotted, you know, another parent or another person to make them out as evil or as bad in some way, shape, or form. And that is not good parenting at all. But the Hierophant here says things are being broken down for you in the near future. You're shedding some beliefs. And I feel like you're also taking on some new mentoring. This could be higher power, right? This could be divine guidance, spirituality. You may have a coach, a mentor, a guide, a therapist, a pastor. I feel like the Hierophant is connecting to someone that helps you understand things in a new way. And I also feel that there could be a person who enters your life, even if only for a short period of time, that they really shake you up out of something that you've been in, okay? That you're able to see it from a different way than you were able to see something in the past, right? This could be, you know, and it could turn out to be long-term. The Hierophant could flip, you know, where it's more, because this is commitment. It's where our commitments lie. But I see here that you're trying to go about things in a way that you've never gone before, because where you've gone before hasn't worked, right? It shattered a dream. Some sort of dream was shattered, and you want to do things differently is what I see. How are you feeling? You have the Death card here. So you are transforming. This is massive transformation. This is change, liberating yourself. There may be something that feels like it's out of your control, but I feel like it is very much a part of your divine blueprint. But it requires a cutting off of a situation, the end of a situation. This is all about new beginnings. So for those of you that were stuck in some sort of a loop where you had thought about this individual, even energetically, if they were no longer in your space, or perhaps this was a family member that you cut out because you realized the truth. There's something here in your reading today about seeing the truth. And yes, there could be uncertainties. It could cause people to be very upset if you are not going to be that pushover, or if they're not able to take advantage of you in some way. And I feel like you're putting an end to it because you know your worth, and you're saying, why the hell would I continue to put up with this? Right? I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to, maybe that was part of the lesson is, not allowing someone to push through your boundaries, disrespect you in some way, shape, or form. And maybe that is why I keep getting the licking of wounds, because someone may know that they did you dirty, right? But sometimes they don't know until you're long gone. They don't realize what they had until they lost it. And I just feel like you are rising above. You're unrecognizable in the way that you're never going to be tricked or manipulated again. And that was a hard lesson to learn. We have the Six of Swords here. Or excuse me, the Nine of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is in reverse, which is good. I think I said the Seven of Swords in your reading earlier, but this is the Nine. And when the Nine of Swords shows up in reverse, this is stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a risk. And I feel like it has to do with some sort of Seven of Swords behavior even. But maybe that happened a long time ago. But what I see now with this being in reverse in your environment is you are done feeling hopeless or helpless. You are done feeling anxiety around a situation. Some of you may have been obsessing. This could be someone obsessing about you. Like I said, it almost feels like a little bit of mirrored energy, runner chaser. The second you exit, it's almost as if someone can't stop thinking about you, or they have a lot of anxiety here in some way, shape, or form. There could be nightmares, depression, insomnia. This almost feels like the monkey mind going crazy, but it's in reverse, which means you're stepping out of this, but I feel like someone may still be in this energy that you've cut out, okay? And it feels very confusing to some. It feels very deep. Your reading feels very intense. And as I was shuffling your reading, because I always shuffle prior, even though I let the cards come out, I always shuffle. And I feel like instead of the normal three to four shuffles, it almost feels like yours was like 15 shuffles, where it really seems like the air is being cleared. There's conversations or communication or closure or a cutoff here. Someone was very harsh. And I feel like you can't take back those words. Like what's been said has been said. And I actually feel like you now know where you stand. And I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel, because something you've been going through may have felt like a nightmare, maybe for you or another person. But I like to see this in reverse, because we're clearing things up. And the hopes and the fears, you have the moon. The moon is fears being exposed, truths being exposed. Again, trusting your intuition, because the subconscious may be triggered or activated by some childhood wounding, by some spoon-fed beliefs or conditions that you were taught, that you were believing about a situation, but it was some sort of an illusion, right? It was some sort of an illusion that caused you to be triggered by this mirrored energy, even if it's, if it was a relationship that took place in the last few years or a situation in the last few years, but it does stem from someone's wounded inner child, because that's typically where the subconscious lies, is based on our past conditioning. And I feel for some of you, it does have to do with that child, with the Page of Cups showing up here. But the hope is that you can trust your intuition and that you can now see something or someone for who they truly are. And I feel like that's what's happening here. The outcome, we do have the Three of Swords. It's in reverse though. So I feel with this Three of Swords, there's going to be emotional pain that, yes, it's caused someone bitterness. It's caused someone some sort of heartache. But the fact that we see it in reverse here, I do feel like someone is addressing some unresolved pain. That is what is required. And that's also why we have the Nine of Swords here, because it requires someone to step out of their comfort zone. If you are not happy currently, Aries, it's going to require you to try something new in an unconventional way. It's going to require you to take a deep dive into your belief system around love, around partnerships, around, family, whatever it is here. I see someone really doing the work, and it may feel like, yes, we're getting cut on the thorns, but ultimately it's going to allow one to feel more balanced, allow one to be able to trust, allow one to open their precious heart up once again. And I just see with this Three of Swords, yeah, there's been some painful truths. There's been sorrow, grief, but I feel like you're moving on, right? You're moving on from this energy, and it's going to open you up to, a brand new story, a brand new chapter of your life that maybe you haven't felt yet in this lifetime. Spirit, can we get a sneak peek at this next chapter? Can we get a sneak peek at the next chapter? And I feel like you're already in it. For a lot of you, you're already in it. There's going to be some sort of message, news, communication with the messenger. This is actually card 22 in this deck, and the creator of the deck added on a few bonus major arcanas. There's only 21. This is 22. The messenger talks about communication, truth, mysteries, gifts, opportunities. This is also guidance as well. Someone may also reveal how they truly feel. Okay. And even if how they truly feel is hurt, betrayed, angry, bitter, rejected, I feel like there's going to be some sort of, news that may be delivered, and it could feel like a hard pill to swallow. Maybe you're the receiving end of it. Maybe you are the giving end of it. But I feel like this news is going to bring action with that Knight of Swords here. And it's going to bring action that does allow for change. It does allow for change here. And because I do see in the recent past, there has been some sort of victory. There's been some sort of success. For some of you, this could even be a person that you were with in the past. You may hear news that they could be, succeeding in their life, but I actually feel like there's some sort of illusion. So it doesn't mean that this person is not happy, but because I have the moon here, it's not all rainbows and unicorns like you may see. So perhaps if this situation is reversed and you are seeing that someone could be, getting married or having a family of their own, or, it just feels like you're wondering when is it going to be my turn? I feel like there's some things that you don't quite see. We never see, right? Not from behind a computer. There's certain things that we don't always see in someone's life. And I feel like that's the case, but you're going to receive some sort of message or news that allows you to cut this energy out or cut ties from this energy and live an even more abundant, successful life for yourself. Let's get a message here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Wisdom of the Oracle, we have higher power. Yeah, beautiful. And we have regeneration. You are definitely transforming. And this is card 4, which is the Emperor, which is you, Aries energy. This is about you trusting in your higher power, your higher self, being guided. I am getting here destiny unfolding for you. And I feel like you've done a lot of work and you're surrendering here to a new path, but it does require you to take a leap of faith. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone and trust. And that's been a big, big thing for you here, Aries, is trust, because trust has been severed. Trust has been broken. And I see with the Three of Swords, you are opening yourself up. And yes, that's scary. Yes, that's vulnerable. But Spirit is saying here, trust. Because you are being reborn. You have the regeneration card, and this is huge. This is a significant time for you. It's card 46. Some of you could be 46 years old. You may be born on the 4th. And the message here is about rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. All right. Because we also have the death card in your energy, I am going to read the protection message because this is about endings. Endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, and death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. I mean, you have facts written all over your reading. That's the Ace of Truth. The Ace of Truth is the cold, hard facts, even if they hurt, right? Even if they're blunt. There is no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You are about to be reborn. And that is what I feel. And that may be why there is such an intense energy here, because as we go through transformation, right, I feel like you are putting your trust here in the divine and the universe. You're saying, okay, I'm trusting my intuition. I'm not fighting this. I'm surrendering. I know something has to be released. And that could even be the message showing up for you in this next phase is some downloads. This message could very much be from your higher power. And I see that you are connecting to, or you could be invited to an event down the road. I'm getting Scorpio season even, and maybe that's that death energy. You could be, and that's the end of October into the majority of November. But I feel like you may be invited to go out with someone. There could be a love offer coming in here for you. Page of Cups. This could be someone new. This could be an invitation to a wedding, to an event, to a music festival. I just feel like there's some sort of goodness that does come out at this time. And it really shifts perspectives here in a profound way. All right, let's get a few messages from your spirit, your crystal spirits. So at this time, if you're able to safely do so, please close your eyes, Aries. Close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice deep breath in. Release through your mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or crystals that show up in your mind's eye. Now your crystal could have a specific shape, size, or color. Maybe your crystal is tumbled or raw or polished. This could be a gemstone that you're familiar with and even know the name of. Or perhaps you're just feeling the frequencies emitting from it. Maybe that of unconditional love, guidance, healing, or protection. There is no right or wrong answer, Aries. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop what you've seen in your mind's eye in the comment section below. If you know the name of the crystal, excellent. If not, you can drop the shape, the size, the color, or what you were feeling. That will enter you into that free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel. So you have Jade. Jade is your crystal, card 27. Some of you may be born on the 27th. 27 could have been a significant age for you, or maybe you are 27. This is about recognizing that you are more than enough. Treasures within. This is about conscious abundance. And I absolutely feel like you're more than enough, Aries. But some of you, that's been challenged, that's been questioned within your own psyche. But I feel like you are realizing that you are the gift. And someone may be treasuring you, treasuring your moments together. Love can draw to you people who will see you in what you do not see in yourself and bring out the best in you. You do not have to be perfect. You can make mistakes. But what you cannot do is wall yourself off when love is crying out for you to connect and expand, for that will keep you from discovering your purpose. Let others help you find your hidden treasures. Listen to those who encourage you. And if someone tries to tell you that you haven't got what it takes, assume otherwise. Then seek out the company of those who see the best within you, for they are friends to treasure. Absolutely. So it does remind you here to, cut out the energies. And sometimes that can be the cold, hard truth. I've had people comment and say, Mel, you can't just cut people out. But are you going to allow them to continue admonishing, cutting you down, disrespecting you? Then I say, why can't you cut that energy out? Why would you continue to allow that individual to do so? And that's completely up to you. That's your lessons to learn. But jade is a very prized crystal that, it's in countries all around the world. It teaches us to embrace and enjoy life on all levels. Green jade is traditionally a stone of abundance. If you meditate with this crystal, focusing on the sense of gratitude, right? When we do that, it's going to multiply tenfold. It's also this beautiful green energy, which is also connected to the heart chakra. So I do feel like this is an abundance of love. So have gratitude for those that do support you, that do love you, and they've seen you through the worst, but they've stuck by your side. Last but not least, a message here from your guides, your angels, ancestors, spiritual team. What do we need to know? Ancestral healing. Yeah, some of you, you've definitely healed or you're working on healing some strong family patterns or dynamics. It says when you heal, 7 generations from the past and 7 generations from the future heal. 7 and 7, that's powerful. Be different while honoring those who came before you and then after you. Your ancestors are holding space. Some of you are connecting or dreaming about ancestors or loved ones who've crossed over. I feel like you are also healing on a deeper spiritual level. You're healing, I'm getting like cells, healing the bloodline. You could be breaking out of patterns, cycles, and habits that you've been in for quite some time. Not just you, but your parents' parents, right? Grandparents. I feel like this is a strong energy of healing and breaking out of cycles. So good for you. I feel like you've also challenge yourself to think differently, but you are not only breaking out of the negative patterns, you're embracing the positive ones. And so often when we think of ancestral healing, we heavily focus on, the negative, but there's also plenty of positive that you've also acquired from your roots. And sometimes it's difficult to see that, but I feel like there's a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom that, your bloodline has come from as well. Some of you, your grandmother was psychic. Some of you, you have, psychic blood, psychic history here, very intuitive, and it may have been hush hush. It may have been, taboo or not talked about, but I feel you come from a long line of healers. Okay, a long line of healers here. And I feel like you were the catalyst in some sort of significant healing that has taken place or is taking place currently when it comes to your family ties. And that is what I have for you, Aries. I hope that resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and do comment your crystal below. Thank you again, Soul Tribe, for tuning in. Lots of love.